Welcome to the Sunday Night Army podcast, YouTube/Rumble version, of course, the entertainment news episode 17, the exclusive episodes to Rumble and YouTube. If you want to check out the regular show on all podcast and music streaming platforms worldwide, now over 290 episodes of the standard show every Sunday for you. Go check that out. Every podcast and music streaming platform, the Sunday Night Army podcast. Welcome to the YouTube/Rumble version of the show, Entertainment News episode 17. And of course, as I like to call it, the unathletic department for today's comfortable performance of the show. Well, let's call it performance because I have some topics to cover for Entertainment News episode 17. A lot of things that I've watched. I've actually watched some stuff, but there's other things let's get into really quickly. Now, there's been some controversy on one of my last posts on Instagram. And if you've seen, I've put something on Twitter X, something about agents and artists and my preferences on how I would like to run my own damn show. And for some reason, a few people found that offensive. I don't care. And yeah, I've been dealing with some of that stuff in the background. And I'm not going to go through all the emails and things like that I've been getting and communications from people. A lot of people agreeing, like, yes, especially artists, like, yes, we like direct contact and not having a middleman, and a lot of feedback that's not so positive. Now, those that are getting offended directly and indirectly, as I always say with this show, it's if I don't believe it, and I wouldn't say it. And that's just how it goes. My experiences are based on how I do the show and how I've done my other shows, other podcasts that I've had before this one, and my experiences in journalism that I've had, and my experiences in the media, my experiences in the music, that I've done before this show, the last 4 years that has happened. Now, again, let's remember, we're coming out on a 4-year anniversary of this show, almost 300 episodes that have been published. And you know what? I have some experience and some guidance behind everything I do and I say. So there's that. Just because it offends people doesn't mean I'm wrong. And that's usually the case. If you're offended by something I say, great. And so what? I can't change that. I tell you how it is. My experiences, I'm providing information through my experiences that I have on the show and previous. Yeah, you don't like it? No, too bad. Now, I get to choose how this show works in the best format that I find possible. If it offends somebody, not my problem. And again, not to be nasty, but I'm lucky enough to control the outcome of this show. And for those who have been with me on this journey for so long, again, way more stuff to come. The show is insane right now with all the interviews that I'm doing and things that are coming up, that I don't have time to. That's the whole point of these posts. I don't have time to babysit all these posts and responses and emails that I get. Now, my frustrations come through to make things clear. Hopefully those that pay attention understand, because I post something for a reason. If I say, don't do this while contacting me, it's just so it frees up my time to do things that need to be done. If you email me and keep messaging me, keep sending me stuff, and it's been over a year that I've posted things that I don't want to work with agencies, and you're still messaging me stuff, don't get upset when I post it out there for everybody to see. Okay? Or I send you a message back, because that's what I started doing for these agencies and stuff. I started messaging them back, like, don't send me stuff, please. I'd no longer work with you. And most of them I get no replies back, and some I do. Now, I could get into a lot of details, and I could go on a giant rant about crap and get into some more background stuff, but it's not what you want to hear today. It's not what you should hear. This is an entertainment show. It's a music show. Once in a while, yes, I do rant on certain topics, but it's not our problem. It's not my problem, because this show is the way I want it to be done. And if it wouldn't work, I wouldn't be here for so long. Okay? That's the thing. But it is working. It doesn't reflect in the YouTube channel, but the YouTube channel is extra. but the main show is doing fantastic things. And I would like to thank everybody for continuous and growing support. Now we have, today's Wednesday, Black Friday is coming up. So best way to support the show is merchandise. 40% off merchandise. That should be coming up a sale again. It's already happened once this week. Should be coming up again. 40% off merch sales. I'm gonna get a hoodie since I don't have a hoodie for my show. I have a zip, but I don't have a hoodie. And it was super cheap. Like you can get the Sunday Night Army hoodie for like $40. That's insane. That's insane. That's really good. That's cheaper than any high quality hoodie name by you might get out there, but it's still high quality. Just as my logo, or depending which one you pick on it. So all the laser printed. Unlike this is like heavy stuff. My stuff's lighter because it's laser printed. Good stuff. All right. Now, that out of the way, let's focus on entertainment news, episode 17, because for some reason, I like to talk about it. And how the hell did I miss the Billboard Music Awards? Oh, that's right. Maybe I'm sick of the same shit over and over and over. Tired of it. It's the same stuff. It's the same artist. Who cares? Like, oh, I just went on Twitter, sketching my stuff up, and I'm like, well, what the fuck? We had Billboard Music Awards. There's winners. What? Okay, well, I don't pay attention because it's all the same artists, the same thing here and there. Like, it doesn't really matter. It hasn't mattered for a long time. When was the last time an awards show did something fun, innovative, different artists? When did it focus on creativity instead of the glamour and the money and the whatever else? The same people over and over and over. I'm tired of the same people. I'm tired. It's not how it all should work, but it's how it's working right now. But I was shocked, but not really, that I missed the Billboard Music Awards. Nothing exciting. It's all the same crap. Yeah, so let's talk about some things I watched that I like to review really fast, because there's some movies that actually 4 of them that I've watched that I like to get into. So like Five Nights at Freddy's is one of them. And out of the bunch of movies that I watched, this was probably the better one because it was good. It was good. The not to spoil anything, but the characters were really well made, really well done. Creativity, yeah, cool story idea. Not the best writing, but a really cool concept. I guess the ending, like halfway through, maybe a little earlier than that, but no, it was good. I like it. It was a nice surprise. I heard good things about it. I heard bad things about it, but I was actually not positively surprised. It was good. It was a good one, and I enjoyed it. I did. Now, some of the things I didn't enjoy was Black Friday, which I also watched. I think it's like a year old now. The Black Friday movie with the monsters and the zombies and whatever else. And you guys know, watching the show, I like zombie movies, but this one was not it. A decent cast. CGI was like Jacob working on the computer and creating things. No, it was not good. It was not good. And this was an extremely low budget movie, so that's what you should know going into it. So if you're looking for like a B movie that's fun, there you go. Black Friday would be for you. But I was expecting something totally different, but whatever. It was what it was. I watched the whole thing. I did not turn it off, so that should give us some credit. Now let's talk about some crap, because I know Disney ruins movies and ruining the MCU, but also DC likes to ruin things too. So Blue Beetle, I watched Blue Beetle finally, and holy fuck, was it a terrible movie. Acting was good, yeah. CGI was decent. Holy crap, was the storyline garbage. And I'm not a comic book geek at all, whatever. So I had to ask my friends for references and ideas on how it compared. And I was kind of correct from watching it. Fucking nonsense. It was just zero superhero type of movie. I would not watch this ever again, ever. It was so bad for a type of superhero movie. It thinks it wants to be Spider-Man, but it fails miserably, and the message is just fucking diluted. It's ridiculous. Because if I had to be reminded every 5 fucking minutes on how poor and Latino they are, what the fuck? I was expecting this the Blue Beetle to rush through and break the US-Mexico wall at one point because it was so narrative. Ridiculous. Ruined the whole movie. It was supposed to be a fun superhero movie. Nothing. It was awful, awful. And then we wonder why people don't see this bullshit. And we'll talk about people not seeing bullshit in a minute. Then I got into an extremely cool concept of a movie called The Creator. Just came out. Watched the whole thing, unfortunately. First half of the movie, cool concept, cool idea. Because I was very hyped about the idea. And the movie itself visually did not disappoint. Amazing. Looked good. Acting was decent. Fucking storyline, about halfway through or so, starts falling apart and eventually dissolves into the same boring narratives. Good guy, bad guy, turned good guy, turned bad guy. Oppression, fucking zero fun. Super creative at the beginning, falls apart at the end. It's just ridiculous. And I see what they're doing, pushing narratives through movies, but like you're ruining the concept of movies. They're supposed to be fun and to take you away with a positive message, but you're beating people over the head with the same narratives over and over. And speaking of garbage, Disney is ruining everything. Every recent movie from Disney over the last 10 years or so have been getting worse and worse. And now I know I have not seen the Marvels. I refuse. Not only because the trailers are fucking garbage, I hate the characters, and I don't think it progresses the storylines well enough. Because again, from what I've seen, and why I refuse to see it, is the storylines are based on narrative, not on fun and comic books and creativity and making a universe. Because Disney, and I hate using this term, is going woke. Oh my God, Jacob, you're saying what everybody else is saying. Yeah, okay, well, that's what it is. They're trying to build a narrative in movies that to transcend for things that don't exist. This is not how you should cater to audience if you want to be successful. And they're finding that out. You'll check out how much money Disney has been losing over the last how many ever years. It's really bad. But also it hurts the creative point of entertainment, because you're now catering to a very small subsection of your audience, and the rest of your audience is going away. They will find alternatives. There's many alternatives out there. But if you want to throw away your money, Disney's doing it perfectly well. So that's for movies. But let's go back a little bit more to something good. Because all that shit that Disney's putting out, let's go back a little bit, actually way back, to a throwback movie I watched also this week that I liked. Maybe some interesting characters you might not like anymore, but it was Gene Hackman and Will Smith in Enemy of the State. Enemy of the State is one of my favorite movies, but I haven't watched it in like 10 years. So I'm like, I'll throw this in and see if it stands up. And wow, is it a fun movie? It's a fun movie because it might not be for the topics, it might not be fun, but the pace of it. The pace of the movie is like, it's always something. It's always throwing something at you. Maybe not that deep of a movie, but it's throwing stuff at you. It's really quick. It's a very fun movie when you're watching because there's jokes thrown in. Will Smith is his genuine self. Back then, really good. One of my favorite actors back then. And yeah, it was just a fun rewatch, and I really enjoyed it. Really did enjoy it. So, Entertainment News episode 17. Before I go into some music stuff, make sure you check out the Spotify playlist for the show. The Sunday Night Army podcast has its own playlist, top indie playlist on Spotify. All the artists that have been on this show are on that Spotify playlist, so you can listen to all the music without listening to me talk, and enjoy those artists and all genres on that playlist. 170 songs. So you can add it to your own playlist, which is awesome. Subscribe to my playlist, even better. But yeah, go support independent music because this is what we do on this show. Now, besides checking out my show on every podcast streaming platform available, wherever you listen to podcasts, you'll find the Sunday Night Army. Make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button for all the new shows coming up, not stopping. And keep an eye out for episode 300. Looks like now episode 300 will be coming at some point in the new year, probably closer to my birthday, which is also interesting. But speaking of music, I love concerts, but I'm very picky about my concerts. And I don't go to too many, maybe about one a year or so. But quite a few years ago, I went to this concert twice, not the same year. In the span of 2 years, went to this concert twice, Pitbull Enrique. And yes, I'm going to talk about it because artists that I've listened to, Pitbull, Enrique, now I think they have Ricky Martin on that tour. It's a fun concert. People go dance, have a good time. And except now, people aren't having such a good time. And not because of Pitbull. Pitbull's always a fun, entertaining show. You go to dance, have a good time, but it's the Enrique part. And it closes off the show from what I hear. And all the videos I've seen on TikTok, sir, you are a drunk mess. And you sound like shit. You guys check out TikTok? Go check out some TikTok Enrique recent footage on what he's doing on stage. How is this continuing to be on tour? How are you paying money for this shit? Now, I understand 90% of people there are there to see Pitbull. I understand it. That would be my only reason to go see that right now, which I'm not, because I've seen it twice. So it's kind of embarrassing, especially with the age of social media. Everybody's got their phones out. You know they're gonna hear you sing. If you're drunk, easy to pick up on your antics on stage. Like it's a big stadium. It's a big concert venue. So they were recently in Detroit. I have friends that went and shit. I thought they were, talking shit about the concert. I'm like, no way. So I went on TikTok. Bunch of videos now of Enrique drunk as fuck, supposedly, allegedly, and doing some shit. Doing some weird moves on stage and sounding not himself. So if you want to be entertained for a few minutes and kind of feel sad, go check that out. Very, very interesting. And to finish off today's show, I don't know why I always turn to this person because it ruins my day. But I'm getting tired of seeing this person everywhere, and that's Taylor Swift. My Sundays are now ruined because I get to hear about it when I'm trying to watch my Detroit Lions. Just roll through all these teams, which is a good thing. But then I hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. I really don't. It's not part of the game. I don't give a hell. Oh my God. Dating a football player. I don't give a shit. I don't care who it is. Like if it was anybody else, would you really deep dive that into much somebody's life? Oh, because they're dating a football player. No, happens all the time. We don't hear about it. And like I've mentioned before on this show, I'm not a fan of her music. I'm not a fan of her as a person. I think it's ridiculous and unnecessary. And quite honestly, not that good. But it's continuous. So I keep continuously talking shit about it. And more entertainment, episode 17. Basically, that's it. Entertainment news. Getting ready to do some interviews for the show for 2024, the next upcoming weeks, right here. So I have enough episodes for the rest of 2023. 2024 will start off with a bang. Episode 300 at some point. And I will have, by the time the end of the year hits, I will have enough interviews recorded for half of 2024. If everything goes well, of course. So the amount of artists that have messaged me is insane, which makes me super happy. And that's why I created a wait list on Instagram. Outside of people directly messaging me, which I keep as a reference, I created a wait list, a pinned post on Instagram. You put your artist name on there, and I will get to it at some point. Keeps an easy reference for me to go grab your name and send you a message and be like, hey, it's time. Let's schedule something. because I do schedule in blocks. And yeah, now if you're an actor or actress or another type of artist, also welcome. This is a music show, but I do entertainment news episodes like this. And I featured many celebrities before on the show, authors, and other artists. So feel free to reach out, put your name on Instagram, follow me there. Best way to reach me. I get back to pretty much everybody all the time. So I appreciate everybody listening. Checking the show out at over 102 countries worldwide on every podcast and music streaming platform. And I thank you again for listening, because without you, I am not here. So thank you. And you guys enjoy the show.